Just about ready now for the bounce of the ball in the 1990 Premiership Stakes between Wodonga the Bulldogs and Lavington the Blues. They've dominated the 80 series in finals. They've been in grand finals right through the 80s, and we're looking for a tremendous game of footy. Nick Kay, you've selected Lavington.
Just. Very
right,
just.
And Merv King.
I think Wodonga by about 5 goals. Maybe about 29 points. 29
points. Okay, well, I'll put in Wodonga too. I thought they put in a great effort last week, but it's going to be a tremendous clash, and there's the bounce of the ball now for the 1990 Premiership between Wodonga and Lavington. It comes out here towards Whitehead as he gets his kick away, and it'll go out towards the centre wing. Coming through for Lavington and wasn't able to pick up the ball was Schultz, and it'll be thrown in on the centre wing here. Merv King will try to pick up any changes for us in personnel as they go through in this opening term. We saw a very physical clash in the reserves, and what will we see here in the big one between Lavington and Wodonga? Picked up here by the Wodonga side and cleared away by Wallace, and there's a scrimmage of players. Now Murphy's got it, but the umpire has blown the whistle, and a free kick has been picked out. Oh, there's a couple of hefty ones being thrown here, and it's on the usual grand final scrimmage, and away they go.
They've gone for Hamilton. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. She's on the usual grand final, and Hamilton was the player they were looking for. It's all over the ground. All over the ground. There's a couple of players really decked out there. Burgess is out. Was that Burgess, number 8? He's out. A lot of players in it. And I felt the player that they were after there was Hamilton. Well, Burgess started off on the ground, and there's a lot of players that certainly were meant to be put out of the game there.
Well, you see this happen all the time in final series. I mean, you just expect it to happen in the opening minutes, and we've seen it again. It's not really what you classify as a great spectacle to see these players throwing fists all over the place.
Burgess in real trouble there at half forward for Wodonga too. He hasn't moved since he was knocked down behind play.
It's certainly got to stop. Umpires have got to start reporting players, and it's just not on. Burgess is still on the ground, hasn't moved, and I know he's just up on his feet now.
Well, I just mentioned that we did
still on down the forward line down there for.
Right. Well, it's on at the other end of the ground, but as I said earlier on, the reserves was a very, very physical clash indeed. There's no love lost between these two sides, and as I said, they certainly have dominated proceedings in the 80s, and it's on again right up here in the forward line. So I don't know when we're going to get any football underway here in the opening minutes of this game, and they're just throwing punches left, right, and centre, and away they go again. So this is not real good stuff for the opening start of the grand final for 1990, but I wonder when we'll get some football underway. Have a look at these two in the centre of the ground here. It's unbelievable.
Well, there's 2 minutes gone in this first quarter, and I'm sure that by the end of the match the punches will probably outweigh the possessions already. It really is a poor start. Wilson and Whitehead lining each other up there in the centre of the ground, but meanwhile there's a much larger fight down there on Lavington's forward line.
I think football is a poor loser in this, to be quite truthful.
Well, there's still players trying to get away from this fracas that's started here in the opening term of the 1990 Grand Final. It's breaking up a little now, but I think there's going to be a heck of a lot of pressure, and we'll see what the umpire's going to do. There must have been a number of players reported there because they were throwing punches without any problems indeed. You can see some blood on some players' faces there, but there must have been quite a few reported, Merv, in that particular
Well, I think we might have to run the umpires out another notebook because they haven't stopped writing since we've started. If we have started the game, I believe we have. The game has got underway, but by Joe, there's a bit of claret on a few faces out there at the moment, and there's no doubt in my mind that there was a few players that were meant to be put out of business early in the game.
Yeah, a couple of players were lined right up there for both sides, so it really started an all-in brawl, which has taken 3.5 minutes to clear. We've been playing 3.5 minutes, and it's on again down in Lavington's forward line. Well, it makes you wonder when it's going to stop, and on Wodonga's half-forward line as well.
Well, fellas, in these conditions, it's quite warm today, as you said, and in these conditions with this going on...
the umpires have got to bounce the ball and get the game on the way. It's very important because this will keep on going and they have to. Congratulations to the umpires. At least they've got it underway.
They might try and sort it out in some sort of way anyway, and Whitehead's got 50 metres to boot. Well, this could be the first score of the match. He'll only be kicking... Well, he might be kicking from the goal square virtually, Whitehead.
Well, Nick, I'm not sure whether the boundary umpires got ability to report, but certainly the reserve goal umpire's on the ground as well, and he's been riding furiously as well.
Right, well, Whitehead now is only about 15 metres out. The umpires had to do that to get things underway because it was absolutely ridiculous what was going on. But this is going to be a handy goal for the Wodonga side, and here's Ernie Whitehead, the captain. He's off target, I think. It was a bad kick. and only a minor score, so that was a terrible miss in the opening moments. But after the all-in brawl, things have got underway. Would you believe it's going to be a pretty late finish here because we're a late starting? So we'll see Stanlake, the fullback, take the kick out now for the Lavington side. So Stanlake coming out onto the outer side and looking for a lead there from Jones, but Jones couldn't pick up the ball, and here's a lead by Salinger, but it's a badly directed kick over his head and has been taken by Stanlake.
Right, Stanlake now in the back pocket for Lavington, comes across the ground, he's picked out Wilson, a good mark in the back pocket to that player. He wastes no time in going on. Now Lavington's got the chance to kick away, but it's a poor kick out of bounds. Bad play by Lavington. That was Shorts on that occasion, and it's Greenhill to bring the ball back into play for Wodonga. Up to Hamilton, and Hamilton takes a safe mark for Lavington at half-back.
Nick, I've just picked up Wodonga have got McKenna and McGee on the bench, and for Lavington, Mansell and Grecian are on the bench, and Greenhill is picking up David Gould.
Well, Burgess was named on the bench for Wodonga. He was involved in that all-in brawl at the start, but he's still on the ground from what I can tell. Now Pevitt takes the mark for the Bulldogs in the centre of the ground. He'll look to put them deep into attack, but he goes wide and finds McKimmie, is it? No, sorry, it's Lambourne. Lambourne, central wing clubroom side. Now he looks to go to half forward, leading in the race for the ball. Well, no one can pick it up. Now Lavington's got the chance to clear through Wilson. Wilson looks to be playing a loose man in the back line, but his kick isn't very effective. Now Wodonga goes forward. This time, it's a great kick. Gleeson. Great kick to Gleeson, and Wodonga go to 1 goal, 7 points, leading Lavington not yet to score.
Yeah, good play by Wodonga then, a good build-up and lead-up, and they look pretty sharp at the moment, Wodonga, and I think it's going to take both teams a little while to settle down.
Well, Gleeson has been a wonderful player for them. We'll have a look at the replay in just a moment, but Gleeson's kicked a number of goals for them in the final series. I think he got 6 against Lavington in the second semi, so he started off very, very well indeed. There's the replay, as you can see, no doubt about that one. So a handy goal to Wodonga that started off well. 1 goal, 1-7, and Lavington yet to score.
Just notice, boys, before we get into that, Bear Allen being under pressure or being doctored to by the trainers for it looks as though it's a bad cut on his head and he's been bandaged up.
Right, well, here's a chance for Bear Allen, and Bear Allen picks the ball up well, but he's tackled well from behind there by the Lavington player in Holmes, but it's coming out here on the centre wing, and the ball will run out and a throw-in will take place in the opening minutes of the 1990 Premiership between Wodonga and Lavington. Well, beautiful conditions here at Albury too.
Certainly going to be a pressure game. You know, the ball's pretty hot, and so is the game, and there's a lot of pressure out there on the ground at this stage.
Right, well, we see the ball out there. Pevitt coming towards the ball, can't pick up, and we've got Lavington coming in, and there's the ball clearing down towards the Wodonga player here in Crothers. Crothers gets the ball across and will be picked up here by Gleeson. Gleeson, a quick handball out to Whitehead. Whitehead's pass has gone astray, and Hamilton will clear the ball for the Lavington side. Here's Gould, will swing around on the left foot if possible. No, the hand pass across to Albers, but Albers has been caught. Oh no, the umpire's paid it to Albers as he got rid of the ball and holding the man decision. So Rolfie Albers, certainly a great stalwart for the Lavington club, and there's Rolfie's kick down towards the player there in Neville Shaw for Lavington. He wasn't able to take the mark. It'll be cleared here by the Wodonga side.
Now Wodonga's got the chance to go into attack. Ball comes to central wing. It's Gleeson again. Good dodge. He kicks towards the centre of the ground. It's Allen. Can't take the mark, but he's been awarded the free kick for an around-the-shoulder tackle. That was against Hamilton that time for the Lavington side. Now Allen, his head bandaged, I think it was as a result of that melee earlier on. He's kicked truly, and Wodonga's Salinger has the chance now to kick their second goal. He's about 55 metres out from goal. Not an easy kick, but Salinger, who was a surprise inclusion for the second semi-final, or the preliminary final I should say, now has his chance to put Wodonga's second goal on the board. We're at the 8.5 minute mark. There's the kick. He hasn't quite made the distance. Players fly. It's Wilson for Lavington. He keeps it in play. Allen, handballs to no one in particular. That's Barr. Good play, Barr. Kicks it, but no one can pick up for Lavington. Now, it's play on. Good play by Jones. Jones, the right foot kick, high in the air towards the centre of the ground. Thumb from behind now. Elbers. Good play, Elbers. Ducks. And a poor kick, though, goes towards half forward. No one can pick up, but it's Crothers for Wodonga. Has plenty of time. His kick smothered, though. Now Cordy swings onto the right foot and kicks again towards the centre of the ground, and he's picked out West. Poor effort to Mark West. Could have been a free kick to Schultz, but no, says the umpire. Hamilton this time kicks towards half forward for the Blues, and they want to get a goal out of this forward attack. McGuirk couldn't mark from in front. Gould, the left foot kick towards goal. Crothers going back. No mark paid, and it's a behind to the Lavington side.
Right, well, a point on the board there for Lavington, and unfortunately the Wodonga player couldn't take the mark there, but it was a good effort. And we see Nichols now kicking out for the Wodonga side, and the big player for Wodonga there in Greenhill couldn't take the mark. It comes down to West. West swings around now, looking for a player down field. Gleeson gave him a lead, but he goes the other way to Bear Ellen. Bear Ellen in front, a strong mark by the Bear. Swings around, good play by Bear Ellen. Here's a chance for Salinger and Stanlake, one out, and neither player can take the ball. Coming through strongly for the Wodonga side here as he swings around and gets a handball across to number 41 for the Wodonga side, and Stevens. His kick has gone astray and it's out of bounds on the full.
As I mentioned earlier, Gav, Ray Mack has lined up at full forward, and Pendergast has gone to centre half back. Now, Bear Allen will cause Pendergast a few problems because he's so big, and already we can see Allen stamped on the game so far. But Mack at full forward, and probably a wise move by Lavington in this early stage of the game.
Jones has also started in the back line too, Berth.
I know that as Carruthers playing, I don't know whether he's playing the back pocket or actually kick behind the game, but he's playing a loose man in defence.
Well, in the meantime, the ball's come back to Murphy. His kick is in short. It's to no one in particular. Wilson can't pick up. Now it's Lambourne. Lambourne, the right foot kick. It's a high one towards goal. 2 Lavington, 1 Wodonga. Still in play. Hamilton there for Lavington. Now it's Shaw. But Wodonga has possession. Greenhill. Sorry, that was, Greenhill. It's marked on the line by Lavington. Not clear. Coming out towards Lamont from behind. Good mark, Lamont. He had a great game earlier in this final series, the second semi-final, and he'll take the kick from half-back for the Blues.
Nick Shaw is being picked up by young Mark Stevens, and he's wearing him like a glove at the moment.
Well, he hasn't had much of the play at the minute, Shaw, so obviously Stevens is doing a fairly good job. Now Wodonga has the ball central wing. The left foot kick goes towards Shaw. This time he has a chance, but he gets a bad bounce. Lamont's got the chance to pick up the crumbs. Players pile in everywhere. Gleeson picks up. He's paid the advantage rule. Gleeson has a bounce. Handball's across. Now it's Flanagan. The ball goes through safely for a behind, and it'll be a Lavington kick in at the 11.5-minute mark of this first quarter.
Wodonga doing most of the attacking in this opening term, and we have a look at the scoreboard, and we've got 1 goal, 2 to Wodonga, and 1 behind to the Lavington side. There's Stanlake picking out a player over there for the Lavington side in Colleen, and Colleen has missed the mark. He should have taken that one. It will go out and a throw-in will take place. So here's the boundary umpire now for a very good crowd here at the Albury Sports Oval. We predicted about 8,000 people here, so the Albury Footy Club will be very pleased about that. There's the scrimmage of players, and Colleen gets the handball away, but it'll come to Wodonga, and that player there, for them, the handball's across here and getting across to number 9 for the Wodonga side in Gleeson. He wasn't able to take the mark, and picked up here again by Colleen, but his handball has gone astray and out of bounds it will be. Out of bounds on the far side now, with Wodonga leading 1-2-8 to 1 behind. And we've played about 10-12 minutes in this, 12 minutes it is, into this first quarter. And of course we had about 5 minutes of an all-in brawl in the early part of it. So there's the ball. It'll go out of bounds once again in the Wodonga forward line.
I just noticed the difference from the second semi-final, Nick and Gavin, that Wodonga's middle-sized players, their on-ball players look very sharp. Gleeson, Lambourne and Whitehead, all very busy players at this stage of the game.
Now Lavington has the ball. It's Hamilton who taps it forward, but waiting there is number 3. Now it's Lamont gets the handball across the left foot, the left handball, no good. No one can capitalise. Now it's Hamilton. Eventually he'll clear for the Blues. His long kick goes towards half forward. Elba's underneath. Oh, he gets crunched in that marking duel. Now Baines can't pick up. He overruns the ball. Murphy, great pick up from the big man. He'll send them into attack, much to the delight of Wodonga supporters. Waiting in front there for Wodonga. Well, as no one can pick it up, Brown may have pushed his opponent in the back, but it's play on, and Whitehead sends the Bulldogs forward. The umpire ruled that he was knocked down after he kicked it, so it'll be a free kick down the ground, and Pat Salinger to take it for Wodonga.
Pat Salinger would be about 50 metres out here, 45 to 50 metres. He played a great game in the prelim. There's his kick. It's floating back towards goal. Well, wait, it's just off direction, and a minor score for the Wodonga side. But they seem to be moving forward and setting up those plays just a little bit better at this stage, Merv, in the opening part of this game.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, it's a pretty hot day out there, and it's going to be certainly a game for on-ball players, and certainly a good marking contest game. And at this stage already, Bear Allen, Murphy and Salinger are right to the fore for Wodonga.
Stan Lake to Colleen there, and Colleen has taken the mark in the back pocket for the Levington side. He's looking here for the player in Pendergast, couldn't take the mark. It's cleared away by the Wodonga side. It's cross again to Pendergast, and Pendergast will get a clearing kick. No mark paid here. It's big Ray Mack trying to get the ball down forward to Ralphie Elbers. He does so. Ralphie Elbers is in there for the Levington side. Cop one across the face, but cleared very well here by Wodonga, and we'll come back to the centre wing situation, and Neville Shaw has been paid the mark. Well, he pushed the Wodonga player in the back without too many doubts and Stevens, but the central umpire said play on. Across to Mack now. He's about 50 metres out as a big floater right down towards Murphy in the forward line there for the Levington side. This is Baines now, has got the run of the ball. He couldn't pick it up, and it's cleared away again by Wodonga, strong in defence. Ernie Whitehead, who's playing a great game early, has got the run of the ball here, but it's picked up by the Levington side, way across there towards the Albury Sports Club rooms, and we've got Pevitt now on ball for the Wodonga side. He couldn't do anything with it, and also Nichols for the Wodonga side, but Pevitt will come out with it now and clear the ball away for Wodonga, and Bear Allen gives him the lead up on the centre wing and does it well. The big Bear, who started pretty well in the opening part of the 1990 Grand Final of the Ovens and Murray Football League. His kick's a bad one, and it's been taken by Wilson. Wilson gets the left-hand handball across here to Neville Shaw. Neville Shaw looking for a player up forward, but there's nobody there whatsoever, and Pevitt will come in and take a very easy mark for the Wodonga side.
Well, it's a bit like aerial ping pong at the minute, but Pevitt kicks towards half forward looking for Burgess. Burgess spalls from behind. Brown couldn't take the mark in front on that occasion, and it will be a boundary throw in at the Albury Sports Ground here. And Levington not quite looking the goods at this stage. Wodonga 1 goal 3-9, leading Levington 1 solitary behind, and again it goes out of bounds for another throw in about 10 metres closer to the Wodonga goal.
Even at this early stage, Nick, Wodonga's back line is well on top at this stage. They're having trouble getting it past that half-forward line.
Yeah, that's right, Merv. Now comes to the centre of the ground. It's Gould. He can't punch, and it's a safe mark to Wodonga in front.
Which Greenhill?
Greenhill plays on. It's picked up by Cordy. Cordy kicks towards the forward line for Wodonga. Oh, there's only one player flying. That's Allen. Oh, the other players sorted themselves. Sorry, it is too. It's a free kick. I'm not quite sure who it was against, but it will go to Wilson for the Levington side.
Shepherd out, I think, Nick.
Play on. He handballs to Shaw. Shaw has a bounce. Now he just manages to collect it, kicks towards the centre of the ground. Well, it's 2 against 1 and an easy mark to Murphy. Murphy kicks it across to handballs to Greenhill. Greenhill goes towards the outer wing. 2 players leading in the race for the ball. It's Garvey and Lappin. Garvey comes out on top. Good play, Garvey. Kicks towards half forward, and he's picked out his teammate there in Gleeson. Gleeson will go back and take a shot, or he might look for the short pass. He's about 55 metres out from goal. No options for Gleeson, but now he goes long, looking perhaps for Allen again. Allen from behind. Great mark for Allen.
As I said, it's a bit of a problem for Levington in that Allen. You've got Allen, Murphy, Salinger, those type of players, and if you move Ray Mack to the forward line, well, obviously it creates a big hole in Levin's back line, and you can see already in the first 15 minutes of the game the influence of Bear Allen has got over this game already.
What options have they got, Merv? Could they perhaps put Jones onto Allen?
Well, it'd probably be one of the very few that they've got, Nick. But, it always is going to cause them a problem, and what their object is to do as we watch this mark in replay. Good mark by Allen. Just shows the dominance of him in the air. Look at that. Not too short up there, Lavington, at this point of the time. Hello, we've got another little blue over here in front of us.
Lawrence and Greenhill, I think.
Yes, well, it's on again on the centre wing, but I think this one will be broken up a lot quicker than the early one. But at the moment, as you see, Wodonga leading 2-3-15 to 1 solitary behind. They're taking their time to get these players apart, but with these warm conditions, they can do without it, I can tell you. But the umpire's going to bounce the ball and forget about that. Let's get on with the football as it's knocked away by Murphy. Hamilton trying to pick the ball up, can't do so, and it will come across here to Prendergast. His handball goes out to Brown's very solidly indeed. He wasn't paid the free kick, and the umpire's picked out one for Wodonga here. And it will go to the Big Bear, I think it is, who's playing very well, as we've mentioned, in this opening term of the Grand Final. He's Big Bear Allen now, looking for Salinger and Co down in the forward line. He's got a lead here by Crothers, I think it is, up in the forward line, and he could have taken a nice mark, not paid, and cleared away by Hamilton and got one across the head, and the umpire will come in and pay a free kick. and the Lavington players didn't like that one at all. And Hamilton is down again. They've really got into Hamilton early in this quarter.
There's no doubt about that, Gavin, and that was certainly a fairly bad blow, that one.
He's in a bit of trouble, actually, Hamilton. He hasn't moved since he was here.
He's in a real bit of trouble, yeah. One player while this is going on that's got to pick up his game is David Gould. Greenhill has virtually got a free rein on the forward line, and David Gould is giving him too much latitude, and David Gould is giving Greenhill too much latitude, and he's running around causing quite a bit of work off the ball, Greenhill.
Well, Gould had a sensational second semi, didn't he, Merv? But he just hasn't quite managed to get into the game.
Not at this stage, but still we're a long way from the finish, and obviously Gould too good a player to be out of the game for too long.
Burgess coming off, McKenna going on for Wodonga.
Right, well, Hamilton, as you can see, has taken a very, very heavy knock indeed. The umpires will have to have a very close check of this game because there is some pretty heavy...
unnecessary work off the ball.
Well, there is certainly going on at the moment. But anyway, we'll go back to the football here in the first quarter. It's Wodonga 2-3-15 to Lavington 1 behind, and Hamilton will take the free kick. He still looks very proppy, and the 50 metres has been paid, which is not surprising, and so umpire McDonald will bring him up here on centre wing with a 50-metre penalty. Richard Hamilton, he'll come good. He's a very, very tough player, and he's played some great football for the Lavington club as their captain coach, and down there towards Baines, but Baines can't take the mark, and either can Murphy. We've got Wallace jumping over the pack and across to Cordy now, and Cordy will let it roll out, and a throw-in will take place about 20 metres away from the Lavington goal. This is a chance for Lavington that they badly need. We've got Big McWork in ruck, and he gets the knockout, but it goes to the Wodonga player and will be cleared away here by Pevitt. Comes across now to Whitehead to West. There's West's clearing kick around on centre wing, but the ball will go astray and out of bounds right in front of the Albury Football Club rooms.
Such is the dominance of Bear Allen, Gavin, that they've got Tree Wilson dropping back on him along with Pendergast, who's actually playing on him, so they're conscious of Bear Allen already.
Well, there's 21 and a half minutes gone in this first quarter, and already Wodonga have taken a quick lead. Now it's a chance for Lavington to go forward through Gould. He gets a quick handball away, and he's collected after he gets rid of it. Lamont, left foot towards full forward. Play on, says the umpire, but McWork just manages to keep it in play. Good play, McWork. But now Wodonga will go forward. No, they won't. It's good tackling by Lavington. The ball comes across. Now they're in possession, but he's dispossessed. That was Barr. And Wodonga will go forward, this time through the agency of McKenna. McKenna goes in towards the centre of the ground, looking for his captain in Whitehead. He can't get a kick. Bumped off the ball by Hamilton. Hamilton keeps the ball in front. Now it's Brown. Brown gets the ball towards the centre of the ground. It's play on. There's one player down there. I can't quite see who it is.
Gould hasn't moved since you get collected.
Right, now it comes to Pevitt. Pevitt, the short right foot pass. It's a good one to Gleeson. But Gleeson can't park the ball. It's West now, who's got the chance to go forward for the Bulldogs. One bounce. It's home. Wodonga, 3 goals, 3-21, leading Lavington 1 solitary behind. And Merv, they really look good when they go into attack, don't they?
Gould coming off the ground, but that was a great goal by West. Read the pack very well then, and as I said earlier, it's as we see in this replay, a great goal by West here, a long way out, probably about 55 metres, and he hammered that one home, and already Wodonga looked pretty sharp and looked the goods.
Well, I'll tell you what, Merv, Wodonga's certainly handing out the physical stuff here, and Lavington are really copping it pretty hard because we saw Hamilton go down and Gould, and they were two of the real top players for
Gould's
Lavington in the second semi.
Coming off the ground, he's exactly being carried off the ground, and he's after that he was collected. He's in real trouble, and I don't think he'll take any further part in the game.
Right, there's Lambourne clearing the ball down towards the forward line once again here for the Wodonga side. Brown falls over at the vital stage, tries to get the handball away, but coming in strongly here is Salinger. Salinger collects the ball but loses at the vital moment. Salinger's got it now. He tries to hand the ball out to Gleeson, does it well. Gleeson across here to Flanagan. Flanagan has got it across to Bear Allen. He could get his boot to ball, and once again the ball has gone to Salinger. Has a shot for goal. We'll wait for the umpire's decision. No, only a minor score. So certainly a few mistakes there, but it came back to Wodonga, and they're able to get 1 point onto the board. So they're doing all the scoring.
Mansell on the ground replacing David Gould too, Gavin.
Right, well, Wodonga on top here at the moment, leading 3-4 to 1 behind, so a good start by the Wodonga side. Here we see Neville Shaw has got the ball. He's handballed across here, but a free kick will be paid. And what will the umpire do? Neville Shaw, yes, they're all over him there, so Neville will take the free kick, and he picks out Colleen here on centre wing. Colleen will try to get across to Wilson. No, he goes back onto the right foot, and there's Colleen's kick, and he's done it well too, and a good mark has been taken here by Mansell. Mansell a long way up, but getting a lead from Baines down there at full forward. Baines won't go for the ball. It comes across to Pevitt, across to Colleen now for Lavington, running into open goal. Here's a chance for Lavington. Colleen does it well, straight through the middle for their first major of the grand final for 1990, and they certainly badly needed that one.
Well, it's taken them nearly 24 and a half minutes to do so, but that's right. If they didn't get that goal, I think the opening break by Wodonga, as we just have a look at this replay from Colleen, it was a good goal, running into an open goal, but he was under pressure. And that's Lavington's first major. They go on to 1 goal, 1-7, trailing Wodonga still 3 goals, 4-22.
A nice cool goal by the young 18-year-old there. He steadied, made sure he was balanced and popped the ball through, and he's a product of Lavington Juniors. All come up through the Little League, and a very, very good player for Lavington.
Now it's back in the centre. Wilson wins that tap out for Lavington, but it goes to no one in particular. Eventually Lavington pick up through Barr. Barr kicks towards half forward, but there's no one home for the Blues. Lavington, Shaw, onto McGuirk. Easy goal, McGuirk. 2 goals, 1. That makes them 13 points. Still trailing Wodonga 3-4-22, but perhaps signs of a revival.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes there, and as we watch good play here, well read by McGuirk, got a nice handball and run into an open goal, once again steadied, and a couple of mistakes made there by Wodonga, and Lavington were able to capitalise on it.
Yes, a good effort by the Lavington side, a couple of quick goals there, and that one there, as you saw, by McGuirk. Now, we've got the umpire Wright and umpire McDonald officiating here today, and they've certainly had their hands full in the opening terms, and what has been a very physical opening indeed for the 1990 Ovens and Murray League Grand Final. There's the ball being bounced. Neville Shaw gets the ball across here to his teammate for the Lavington side, and that was Lappin. Lappin's got the ball across here to the half-forward line for the Blues with a scrimmage of players, and I think the umpire will have to come in and bounce the ball. No, the ball has been forced out there, and Ray Mack is fighting very hard for the Lavington side with Neville Shaw. He gets a quick handball across to his captain coach, and Hamilton, who does it well, rounds it towards the half-forward line, but a roll out, and out of bounds it will go on the 50-metre mark for the Lavington side.
Stephen's doing a great job on shore. He's hardly had a look in.
Another
little altercation over there between right there and the reserve umpire, and also umpire Ken Wright in the action there. No, he's not. It's a boundary umpire, sorry. And I think these are going to go on all afternoon, actually.
Yeah, more scrimmages, as Merv was saying there, on the outer side, but the ball cleared by Wodonga, but marked by Elbers, and a big torpedo down towards the forward line, but a good mark by Nichols over Baines there, and Nichols is able to get the ball across to his defender, and it'll come out here to Greenhill, who takes a diving mark. Handball's back now to Pevitt it was, of course, the vice-captain for the Wodonga side, and he's got it across here to McKenna, who's marked very well against Brown. It's a good, strong mark there by McKenna. Brown giving him plenty to go on. He's giving him 50 metres.
That was really silly. There was no need for that.
No need for that.
Well, Brown handing it out to McKenna.
There's a Wodonga umpire going out to McKenna, just telling him to steady and make sure that he pops this through. It was, and also the Lavington runner going out to Brown, just telling him to cool down. That was unnecessary play and fairly undisciplined.
Well, McKenna's about 45 to 50 metres out. He is lining it up. He'll go very close here for the Wodonga side. Number 10 for the Wodonga Bulldogs. And there's his kick. He tried to get right under that one, but it'll go through for a minor score. And that brings Wodonga on to 3-5-23, plays 2-1-13. So we've played, what have we got, 28 minutes nearly in this first term, so only a few minutes left in the opening quarter, but there was an all-in brawl, which will probably make the quarter go just that little bit longer. There's McGuirk coming into the game a little now and takes a strong mark up in defence for the Lavington Blues. There's his kick going down towards Bear Allen for Wodonga and Ray Mack for Wodonga. For Lavington, I should say. It's handball across here to Pendergast. Mack has run on well to pick up that ball. He's looking for Baines to come through and take the strong mark. Wasn't able to do so. And Wodonga should be able to clear here through Stevens. His kick has gone astray, but it should run into the hands of Whitehead. He's strongly met there by the Lavington player in Lappin. And Lappin gets the ball across here now to the player there in Schultz, who runs it out, and it'll be out of bounds on centre wing. Centre wing in the front of the Albury Sports Ground, Sports Club here at the Albury Sports Ground on a beautiful spring day for the 1990 Grand Final. There's a handball coming across to Elbers now. Elbers trying to get past his opponent, gets a little left handball out to Neville Shaw, but it goes astray and picked up by Ernie Whitehead. It's out here to Cordy, but a free kick has been given to Ernie Whitehead, who copped a high one, and he'll take the free kick for Wodonga in defence. So Wodonga 23 points, plays 13, a 10-point margin to them at this stage. There's the ball going down towards Big McGuirk and Bear Allen. Neither could take the mark. Coming in strong was McKenna, and also Hamilton there for Lavington. West gets the ball out, and it's cleared by Flanagan, I think it was, as it goes out towards the half-forward flank for them, but the ball is bouncing, and it will go out of bounds just in front of the big crowd over there at the Albury Sports Ground.
Just looking at the flags on the other side of the ground, Gavin, there seems to be a breeze sprung up going from left to right to the screen, and maybe looks as though it's a 1 or 2 goal advantage.
Well, Lavington had better take advantage of it soon, because we've played nearly 30 minutes in this first quarter. As the ball comes back to Whitehead, an easy mark to him. Wodonga supporters call for 50 metres, but it's not there, and it's Whitehead on the outer side who'll take the kick for the Bulldogs. It's a good pass, and he's found a teammate out there on half forward. They go further into attack. Allen from behind, he can't reach over Pendergast, and Pendergast will take the kick from half back for the Blues. Pendergast at least to go into the centre of the ground. It's a high kick looking for Shaw. Stevens from behind. The umpire ruled that Shaw was pushed in the back as he went for that mark. Stevens has played a good game on Shaw so far though, and it'll be Neville Shaw who goes for the short pass. It's a bad one though, over the head of all players. Now Mack has the chance if it sits for him. It does. Mack bends over, picks up. It's a good handball looking for Wilson. Wilson ducks. Now he's got the shot at goal. Good kick, Wilson. And that's just what the Blues wanted. They go on to 3 goals, 1-19, trailing Wodonga 3-5-23. But they are coming back in this last quarter with 30 and a half minutes gone. This first quarter, I should say. We'll have a look at that replay there from Wilson. Good play by Mack. The long handball over the top. And Wilson did well to get away from his opponent here. Ducked inside. Easy as you like. Runs in towards goal for Lavington's third.
I don't know whether it ever backed Wilson kicking those sort of goals though, Nick, but he did it very well on that occasion, and it was a very handy one for them. As we see the ball in the centre of the ground now, and picked up this time by Lamont it was, as he gets the handball across. It's coming down the forward line for Wilson again, just can't take the mark, and Wilson did it very well. He's a good footballer. As he gets the handball across, good strong defence by the Wodonga side. It's Cordy there, and then it goes across to the Wodonga player in Wallace, and we'll see the ball go out of bounds, and a throw-in will take place. So it's on the half-forward line for the Lavington side. 3-5-23, Wodonga 3-1-19. So there's nothing in it in this opening quarter of the 1990 Ovens and Murray League Grand Final. There's a clearing kick by Wodonga in defence. Flanagan can't pick the ball up. He's still playing strongly, trying to do so. Gets a handball across, but Hamilton comes in strongly for the Lavington side, and once again we'll see it out of bounds on the far side.
Already 31 minutes gone in this quarter, and of course because of the altercation early in the game, it could go another 3 or 4 minutes at this stage.